Hey everyone, welcome to the Techegy podcast. This is episode number 5 and the 5th month that we've been producing this lovely and wonderful show. As you may or may not know by now, and which you probably don't, we are a podcast that deals with retro computing and gaming and the vast landscape of the modern and futuristic in technology. If at any time you would like to, hear more, or maybe leave us a comment, or you like us and you don't absolutely hate us, go ahead and subscribe. And I'm going to need you to do one thing for me, and that's climb up to the top rope, signal to the crowd around you, and drop the biggest, most devastating elbow on that like button. Ooh, yeah, brother. What is up, guys?
Not much, John.
Hey, John, Mike.
Ooh, those intros get more and more intense every time I do them.
I know.
I had my eyes closed at the end. I was pretending I was the Macho Man.
You gotta the WWF there.
You gotta put a wig on. You'll be like Randy Savage.
I had a Halloween costume one time that was a Randy Savage costume. I was like a fat Randy Savage.
Yeah, he wasn't heavy.
No, he was not. He died though. Rest in peace, Randy Savage.
Did he pass away?
When was that? 2011, I think. He had like a heart attack or something.
I just saw what's his name doing a commercial for somebody, Ric Flair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's up there. He's still going. I saw him in a rap video. He's in rap videos now.
Yeah, and I forget what the commercial was for. But he did his famous,
woo.
Yeah.
Woo. I'm styling, profiling, jet flying, kiss stealing, son of a gun.
They did a documentary on him, and he's all fucked. Well, I mean, he's all messed up.
Bleep.
Oh boy.
I caught it. I caught it.
There
goes our kid friendly rating.
Oops, sorry about that.
John now has to edit the audio. It's always you. I
keep forgetting. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'll just bleep it right there.
That was a partial though. That shouldn't count.
I'll have bleep it.
Next time he starts to say something like, I'll have to hurry up and go bleep.
That was a partial.
I didn't know he was gonna do it.
I didn't either. Oops. On Palm Sunday too.
Okay, now this is an adult video cast now, podcast.
You have to put an R rating on this.
Yeah.
18 and up.
Yikes. Oh well.
Yeah, we should get Ric Flair to do how cool would it be? You know how they have these I forget what it's called, but you go on there and these people record messages for you and you pay them to do it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've heard.
I can't remember what it's called right now. It's like it escaped me. But I think Ric Flair's on there because I follow him on Instagram and I've seen him post stuff before. I'm gonna go on and see how much it costs him to say our opening statement. How cool would that be? I'm doing it. Ric Flair, if you listen to this, which you don't, we are going to have you do our opening statement, or somebody else if you're too expensive. He'll probably
want $20,000 or something.
Oof. I think it's based on time, but I remember, I don't know about that because I remember he was doing birthday stuff where he would call somebody on your birthday and he was only charging $50.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
No, I mean to call somebody and talk to them for like 2 minutes and wish them a happy birthday.
Can you imagine he could probably make a living on that?
That's probably what he's doing. Because he like blew a lot of his money on like booze and stuff.
I was gonna say, I told you that I started to say that they did a documentary on him. And that's when I said that bad word. But he was all messed up.
Yeah, there for a while in like the late 90s, he was like really hurting for money, but I think he got stuff turned around now. And him and Hulk Hogan opened a new restaurant in Florida, and they constantly are taking pictures with each other there. So old dudes, still bros.
Yeah,
still going. I'll cry the day that they leave us.
Well, we should probably move to technology.
No, we're talking about wrestling tonight.
We're talking about wrestling.
Nothing but wrestling. We're gonna review every WrestleMania.
There right you go.
Hey, I'm just speaking of that. Real quick, all the WWE stuff they're getting rid of the WWE network and it's moving to NBC Peacock.
Oh, really?
That their new streaming platform. Yeah, so you can actually, if you subscribe to that, WrestleMania will be on there this year.
Is Peacock? I saw somewhere it said Peacock was free. Is it free?
It is free with ad. So there's a free version that doesn't have everything, and then there's a paid version with ads and a paid version without ads.
Okay.
So it's free, $4.99 and $9.99.
Okay.
If you have Comcast, it comes with Comcast too.
Oh yeah, well there you go. So there you can watch WrestleMania for free this year.
Yeah,
and the whole backlog of stuff.
But Comcast has wrestling on other channels too, so it really doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, WrestleMania is going to be specifically on Peacock,
just on
the app. Yeah, and they put the whole back library on there because what I was doing, because I subscribed to the WWE network because I like going back and watching the old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching like all the episodes of Monday Night Raw from like the first one in '93 up until now, and like some of the stuff that was going on in like the early 90s is just like ridiculous. They had all kinds of characters and stuff, and it was just like when some of the stuff I'm sitting there and I'm like, it's funny because how did somebody come up with this and think that this was going to be like this was going to get over and be a popular thing? But I digress. We are not a wrestling podcast. There are already many of those. So what have you guys been up to? What have you guys been doing? It's been about a month since we've talked now, on the podcast at least. So, John, what have you been doing except for cussing on Palm Sunday?
Cussing on Palm Sunday.
We're gonna get T-shirts made that say "cussing on Palm Sunday."
I'm working out. I think I told you. I don't know if I told Mike, but I know I told you, John. But I didn't host the Zoom meeting, but I was in on it. There was one of the developers of that's still making ColecoVision games. He posted on Facebook, "Hey, anybody want to do a Zoom meeting?" And then we jumped on, and there was like 12 of us on there. But so now we're going to start doing it like on a monthly basis. Actually, the guy, I reached out to the developer and I said, if you want me to take that over, I can start doing more Zoom meetings for the people that want to get on. So
what is this? What was this for?
For the ColecoVision. Yeah. He's one of the developers. His name.
Was I on this?
What's that?
Was I part of this?
No, I told you about it. Because you said, "Oh, let me know when you're having your next one that you'll jump on or something." So
okay,
if you're interested, Mike, I can let you know when we're doing another one. But
so you're going to take it over.
Well, I offered. I said, "Hey, if you want to do these, if you think these would be helpful to do it more often, we can share ideas, and maybe people have stuff they want to sell, or
So I'm guessing there's a lot of collectors and stuff on there.
Well, yeah. So, and his name's Eduardo Mello. I don't know I'm not sure where he hangs out, but it sounds kind of
on Zoom.
I don't know, maybe Spanish, possibly. I don't know. Not sure.
No, I'm always game for anything.
He has a
time. I'll jump on.
He's got an accent. So
does he do a lot of collecting himself, or are you pretty much
I think these questions? He's hardcore ColecoVision.
Huh. So, that's like maybe we'll have to talk to him at some point.
Yeah, we could. I could see if he'd like to do. I mean, if we're doing Zoom meetings, I could ask him. Hey, I said we got a podcast. If you want to come in and talk a little bit about yourself and what you're doing,
Is he program or build?
Yeah, he's a programmer. Yeah, he's developing games.
Mike, there you go. Get him on board with your game.
Yeah. Did you look at that? By the way?
Nope.
What is really funny, and I just found this out. There have been developed more ColecoVision games in the last 4 years than the whole catalog when they were, when the system was out there.
That's kind of impressive, actually.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's there's 1, 2, 3. There's at least three or four different companies that are developing games, and then there's also the homebrew stuff. People that are just doing it, from home, out of their own house,
There's you sent me to a website one time, and I have it bookmarked, but I can't remember what it's called. But you sent me there, and it was like it aggregated all of the new released ColecoVision.
Oh
game.
yeah, no, it was probably. I got a bunch of sites that they have, and you know what though? What's really strange is, and people will post like a short video of a game that they made, or just, and the graphics are like blowing me away. It's like almost like NES or SNES graphics, for a system that was developed in '82.
Yeah. Well, we have better resources at our hands now than they did.
Well, these programmers they're doing tricks on the programming. They're just figuring out ways to, and there's still hardware being developed. I think I told you guys that before. I'm not going to get into it because we can get into it another time, but that's what I've been kind of in the ColecoVision world.
Cool.
So anyway, that's about what I've been up to.
Yeah, kind of along that retro gaming thing, I've been dabbling in some more. Like the last week, I've been playing with an Apple II GS emulator because I found a lot of small software companies that are releasing games, like new games, still for the Apple II.
Oh yeah,
which was a very popular gaming platform when it came out. Like I think it was like maybe one of the most popular because they're like the ColecoVision, they're still releasing a lot of stuff for it. They still release stuff for the Amiga.
I was just gonna say. In fact, I have to send you a link. I found a Amiga emulator for Apple.
Like for new Mac.
Yeah,
the new OS.
yeah,
Okay.
like it's Amiga for yeah.
Yeah, send me that. Because I did buy one, and that, but the process. Yeah, I bought an Amiga 500 a couple months back. In the process, though, and I bought that software that it runs on Windows and it runs on the Amiga, and I connect the Windows PC, and you can do it with Windows 10. You connect the Windows PC to the Amiga, and then you write the game instructions to the Amiga, and it writes them onto a disk. And then that's how you copy software and games over that way. It's like $10. It's easy to find. Again, I can't remember any of the names of websites tonight, but it's like the big Amiga website where you go and buy stuff. It's right there on there. And I think it's called AmigaForever.com is actually, I think, what it's called.
I think every old gaming system or computer has like dedicated sites out there.
They do. I mean, Sega, they're making games for Sega still.
Yep. Yeah. The Dreamcast, they still make a ton of games.
Well, even the Genesis, they have at least one or two new ones coming out a year from that one.
I have homebrew cartridges on the Genesis. I have about 6 or 7 of them. I think I showed you one time, Mike. It was that Metal Sonic.
Yeah.
And if you go on like Wikipedia, you'll find a wiki page for like every friggin' system out there.
Well, they have a new coffee one. It's supposed to be something about the Pittsburgh area, even. It's, supposed to be made about Pittsburgh and coffee or something, and it's for the Sega.
Well, hey, speaking of Pittsburgh.
Wait, what?
There's a game called Coffee something. I can't think of what the next part of the name is, but it's made in Pittsburgh. You're fighting. It's
Coffee Crisis.
Coffee Crisis, and it's supposed to be made about Pittsburgh area. There's some, landmarks in there and stuff from the game. So I thought about buying one, but it's kind of high priced right now, isn't it? It's like
somebody needs to make
$50 or something.
I'm looking. Sorry, it's $44.99. It comes with the old style plastic case.
Exactly, they look just like the old ones, right?
Somebody needs to make a game about Pittsburgh and then the object of the game is to destroy all the bike lanes in the city.
That'd be nice. Yeah,
run all the bikers over.
That'd be run bikers down.
Hey, speaking of Pittsburgh, and I knew this already, but Misha Dick just emailed me a few days ago and to remind me that the Pittsburgh Retro Gaming Expo is coming up in October. They're planning on holding it live,
on Zoom or in person.
Tickets are already on sale. You can either do $10 for each day or $15 for the weekend.
Wait, sorry, John. Is it going to be just to clarify? Is it going to be live on like Zoom or is it going to be in person?
No. I'm sorry. I meant live, like in person. Yeah, they're planning on in person unless something changes.
I'm assuming they're probably only going to do like 20% capacity or something, right?
What they said was if you buy the tickets now, it'll allow them to kind of get
an idea.
Bigger people coming in and a bigger show, you know.
When is it?
It's going to be at the Monroeville Convention Center.
When?
You said October, right?
I think it's
October.
Let me check my calendar real quick here.
I mean, I'll go. I'm down for that.
Well, I was thinking about getting my tickets now.
Yeah. Well, if you do, why don't you just?
It's October 2nd and 3rd.
Send me the information. I'll buy mine now too. Get it over with.
Yeah. What's the website address to get there, John? Just so everybody, if anybody's in the Pittsburgh area and is interested in that.
Yeah. Let me hang on 1 second, John.
Yeah.
So go ahead and talk about something.
Yeah. So another thing that I've been playing with was I set up a couple Pi holes because I'm going to give one to my mom and one to my dad. That's what I bought that other Raspberry Pi for yesterday. And while I was doing this, I found another project I kind of want to do, and it's on the Raspberry Pi. And I actually bought a screen for one of my Raspberry Pis, like a touch screen. And what this does is you set up a weather station with it, cool. and you can connect this weather station to WeatherBug's API, and you can actually have that set as like a location. So I have this set up here, you know, in my location here in Cleveland, and I can actually go on the WeatherBug app on my phone and I can find that specific one at my house, and I can look at the weather and stuff from my phone wherever I'm at through the WeatherBug app. So I thought that was pretty cool and something I'm going to probably work on here on the next week or two. And I mean, like I said, I've been doing some retro gaming, and I guess more of the modern stuff. I mean, I've been playing still playing the Remothered Tormented, which is a horror game on PC. I've been playing Black Mesa, which is Half-Life remake that was done a couple years ago, and I found this app too on my phone. I know we talked about phone apps the last time, but I thought this is pretty cool. And I'm not a real big real-time strategy fan person, but this game is free and it's called Land and Castles. And I don't know if you can see that there, but what it is you have like little empires, and you have little soldiers and stuff, and you move them around and you conquer other ones and stuff, but it's not intense. It's like really casual. So I'll play it like, you know, in the mornings if I'm in the bathtub or just bored sitting on the couch or something, because you don't have to like really focus on all the different stats and stuff and like the maneuvers that you normally do with an RTS game. And it's just casual and just easy playing is, I guess, what I'm saying. So
hey, how do you want me to share this website? Do you want me to?
I mean, you can say the address for people listening on audio.
Okay, so just to kind of back up a second, we were talking a few minutes ago about the Pittsburgh Retro Gaming Expo will be held October 2nd and 3rd of this year. It's a in-person event unless something changes between now and that date. They will be meeting in person. And if you're interested and you're listening and you're in the Pittsburgh area, the website is pghretrogaming.com. And you can purchase tickets right from that website, as well as you can get information on the event as well, and see some pictures of previous events that they've held. So.
And I'm looking here, and like you said, it's Saturday and Sunday, October 2nd and 3rd. Right now, the early bird tickets are $15.
Correct. That is correct.
That's for the whole weekend?
That's for both days. Yes.
Yep. Okay. So it's $15.
If you want individual, I'm just going to buy the 15 because I may go back the second day, but it's $10 a piece otherwise. So save $5 even if you're only going one day. You know,
well, you never know. You might as well just spend the.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna just do 15. And
well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and they have T-shirts for $15.
Yeah, they have T-shirts as well. And that's the one that you and Joe and myself went to, Mike.
Yeah.
It's just that it's going to be in a bigger location.
That was in that older building, right?
That was in that Ace Hotel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but this is going to be in the big.
Oh yeah, I've been to Monroeville Convention Center. It's pretty big.
Now, I don't know whether they're going to use the whole convention center or if it's going to be partial, but
I bet you they spread it out a lot just because of COVID. Probably make wider aisles and everything.
Yeah.
I would think.
Well, that's probably why they need the money up front too, so they can figure out if they can afford the whole place or just part of it. So
right. I mean, if you want to bring a lot of people in, you're gonna have to spread that stuff way out. So
yeah, I'm gonna put this.
How far is Monroeville from you guys, Mike? You're probably closer.
20 minutes, maybe.
I can be there I could be to the convention center in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, John's pretty close.
Well, we're gonna all come crash at John's house then.
Well, you could just come down here and I drive you down.
Well, I mean, if he's 10 minutes away, and if we want to go to the Sunday one, we can leave.
You know what, John? It would be easier for you guys to come take the turnpike over from, because you're going to have to backtrack if you come to my house.
No. What we're saying is we're just going to come crash at your house that whole weekend.
No, I don't think so. Anyway, I put that link in our chat for our meeting here. So if anybody wants to order their tickets or whatever, you can order.
Yeah, no, I'm doing it right now while we're talking.
I got off track there a little bit, but
that's all right. Yeah, so that I talked a little bit what I'm doing. I got more stuff going on, but I'm like looking at all these games I have on Steam and GOG. GOG has their huge spring sale right now. And both of you guys know,
John,
how I am.
You're gonna own GOG.
I pretty much at this point
spent like 100 games for Christmas. You're gonna buy another 100.
I've spent more than 100.
I saw where they were given.
No, I said you bought 100 games or something.
Oh, I have like 160 games on GOG.
Yeah,
I saw somewhere where they were giving games away on GOG or something.
I've never seen that.
Yeah,
I get stuff in emails sometimes. It tells me that they're giving me this game for free. Like once a month, I get like a random free game. Yeah. Sometimes it's something I don't care about or I ignore it. But like everything right now is like really pretty much discounted, especially the retro stuff. I was picking up games for like 99 cents a piece.
Oh wow!
On there. Cool. So, and I bought like 30. It was yesterday actually. It was yesterday morning.
Hey, does anybody use the pricecharting.com website for checking prices
for retro games?
Yeah.
No, I have an app on my phone that I use.
It has pricing though. Do you know about the price? Do you know about the price charting?
I've heard of it, but I don't use it.
Yeah, it has like almost every system you can imagine.
Yeah, keep talking here. I'm going to find this app.
It's pricecharting.com. It's current and historic prices for every video game.
Yeah, I meant the one that I use on my phone.
Oh yeah, it's called I something or
yeah.
I? Is it called Game Eye?
I think you're right.
Yes.
I think that's right.
Yeah, Game Eye. That's it. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what I use. I mean, if you go in here, I have like a list of wanted games, which I probably need to go in here and check because I probably bought them on GOG. But you can see like the physical edition, and you can see the price for the electronic edition in here.
Yeah, I have it on my system here
I still don't have my whole library in there. I sat down one day for a couple hours and was putting stuff in, and I got to the point where, because you take a picture of the label and then it finds the game, and I was just like doing that over and over again, and I just got to the point.
That would be tedious.
Yeah, 3 hours of that started to get on me, and then I never touched it again. I look on it and stuff, but I never put more stuff in it.
You need to hire somebody.
Yeah, well, the worst thing is, like, I have all this stuff, and I have stuff on Steam and GOG now in the electronic copies, and I'm buying stuff, and I have to go back and check on Steam to make sure I don't already own it. And I have I have some games that I have copied, 2 electronic copies of.
And then he buys them, and then they come on Game Pass, and then he already.
We're gonna have to open up our own gaming store.
Hey, I would love to open up a retro gaming store. That would be awesome. But
that's a lot of work.
Well, you'd have to hire 1 or 2 people through the week, and then we could work the weekends.
Yeah,
is what it would have to. Well, John can do whatever he wants because he's semi-retired. So,
but the problem is you got to be on eBay and everywhere else buying up games and getting supply and everything else.
And you have to go. Yeah, Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's any business.
Well, true. I mean, it's a full-time job. It isn't just like, I don't know if you can do that part-time too easily.
There's a couple that do it online that don't even have a physical store shop. I've seen like,
Right. That's the easier way to do it.
yeah.
So,
But I
Mhm.
mean, even then, you have to
but you have to have
still
storage area to store everything, and so
cool. So
Anyway,
that's what I've been doing. John's kind of little, what he's been doing. Has anybody watched anything good or?
well, I don't know about good, but did you watch the ID at Xbox the other day on Friday there, John?
I did.
Yeah, was that not I don't know. Wasn't done very well. Games were good. Presenters were awful as far as I was concerned.
what was it, like an Xbox conference or something?
Well, they did all their indie games basically. They had like 100 indie games they presented, but they'd show a little bit of the game and then they would talk to either developers or to a bunch of podcasters, and they were just as boring as you could possibly be and as long as they could possibly talk. I mean, I actually fell asleep at the end of it. I mean, and I thought it was going to be an hour show, and it was over 3 hours. I mean, it was kind of ridiculous. I would say the worst presented thing Microsoft's ever presented. I
And it
would
was
say.
it was sponsored by Microsoft.
Well, yeah. Well, ID at Xbox. That's sponsored by Microsoft. And they did have the Microsoft indie guy on there in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
but then they had these two women that talked about the games and everything, and it was just. It wasn't so much the questions they asked. They might have asked a few good questions. It was just they dragged it out so long, and they said how great they thought the games were, even when some of the games they presented didn't even look that good. I mean, there are some good games there. I mean, there's like X Omega looked good, Ascent looked good. What else? I have Rust. We all know from Steam's not bad. What
I have
else
that
they
installed
have?
right now.
Yeah, they like Songs of Iron look good. Save the World look good. Um, I mean, Stalker, we're hoping it'll be good. It's on Steam, Steam.
Yeah, let me tell you about that one. They saved that one for the end, and for 45 minutes, they literally talked about the costumes and the outfits that the characters are going to be wearing. They showed the skins for the guns, and then they showed the characters' teeth. That was the entire presentation. And from what I've read online about it, everybody's kind of flipping their lid because this has been something that's been talked about now for a while, and it's supposed to have been being worked on, and that's what they gave you was like
yeah,
no gameplay, no anything. It's just like, look at these. They literally talked about this guy's teeth for like 10,
I
15 minutes.
that's where I fell asleep. I saw the first outfit they were talking about on the guy and talking about how great the outfit was, and that's where I fell asleep.
Okay. I mean, if I would have been then, I've been like, you know what? Let's hold off on presenting. We don't have anything good right now.
No, what they needed to do with that was they should have made it maybe an hour and a half max. They should have just had someone say the name of the game, when it's coming out, and what it is, RPG adventure, show the game, and that's all they needed to do. They didn't need any of that other stuff. Nothing. It was just a waste. I mean, you got tired waiting for the next game to come up. That's how bad it was. I mean, and then the one they talked about, that cooking one. I forget what the name of it was. Somewhere
Soup pot.
cooking. Yeah. And the two girls, they talked about all the gamer scores. I mean, all the what did they call them? The help me out, John. The hidden things you do, you get points for.
Oh, the achievements.
The achievements. They started talking about all the achievements and how to do them. It was like rolling in the game before the game's out. So I don't know. I just too much talking, not enough showing gameplay, And you'd think Microsoft would learn by now. They get criticized all the time for doing that. Too much talking, too much hype in the games. Just show gameplay and tell you what it is and what it's about. And done,
Mhm.
But I guess they'll never learn. I think their advertising people need to be fired and they need to get new ones, to be honest.
I think it's one of those things because the two main women that were presenting were not. They were okay. the ones that like led into what they were talking about and stuff like that. Those ones were fine, but they did this interview with one of the developers, and it was the guy that had like the long hair and the mustache, and it was just like 45 minutes of the same thing over and over again, to the point where I walked away and did something else till he was done because I couldn't listen to it anymore.
Well, that's what I did. I got up a couple times, we had to walk away.
Which is how people probably feel about our podcast, but that's
yeah, of course. But I mean, a few of them games. Did you hear the one girl just kept saying, "Oh, how great it was, how much she liked it." I don't need to know what she thinks of it. We're not there to see that. So we're supposed to judge it on our own. It's just like, I don't know. It was like she was just trying to say all the games are great. You have to buy them, and that's, I don't know. That's not the way they need to present the stuff.
They're all great, and you have to buy them.
No, there's a couple good ones in there. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of good ones there, but someone, by the way they talked about them, I don't know. They may be so bored with it. I wouldn't even want to look at the game now. So.
Yeah, I actually I was going to ask you what some of the games on there that you were looking forward to.
Well, that's what I was saying, like the X Omega, the Ascent. There's one that's what is it, Omno or something? I mean, there's other ones on there like the Wild at Heart. I didn't really care for. Void Train looked like a possibility. There was Moonglow Bay, the Art of Rally. I mean, some of these looked okay. I mean, I'm just saying that the ones I really wanted was like Rust and the X Omega, the Ascent, the Song of Iron, Save the World.
There's
Last Oasis looked good. So
the Haunted Space looked really good.
Yeah, but I'm saying a lot of them look good to try or play, but the ones I was talking about, I might actually buy. You know what I mean? Things like Ascent or something, or X Omega, they look good enough to almost buy. Some of these other ones, it's in Game Pass, I'd play it, but I probably wouldn't buy it. So, I mean, but there was lots of things. That soap pot was in there. That was a cooking one. I probably wouldn't buy that one, but that's not me. I'm not a cooking game person,
I mean, you can't even cook in real life, so.
That's exactly right. Well, I can in the microwave. Enlisted looked okay. There was a Calvary 2 that looked okay. Exo 1, I don't remember exactly what that one. I don't have a star by that as being impressive or anything. But and there was other ones. What is Astria Ascending? I think that's actually on the I think it's on one of the other systems right now. That one's coming, or it's coming to one of the other systems too. What else? Lawn Mowing Simulator.
Nice.
It actually looked really good, but I don't know if I'd play that game just because you cut grass. I cut enough grass. Loot River looked okay. There's new Among Us maps that's coming, So
I'm looking at pictures of Lawnmower Simulator right now, and I can't help but laugh because it legitimately just looks real. It looks real.
Wait a minute, you want to play a good game? You play Wreckfest. It was in Game Pass, and your first thing you ride is lawnmowers, and you run over people, and it's lawnmower derby. You crash into people, you run them over. It's hilarious.
Mike, that's too violent. Lawn Mowing Simulator is literally
there's no blood. I don't think it's just your lawnmower just bounces up and down over them, and they go flying.
I think John's looking up Lawnmower Simulator right now. That's up his alley.
That is so.
There's a guy like you're just riding around on a lawnmower mowing grass. It's like farming simulator, literally.
It is, and them games are pretty good, but I don't know. A lot of them, since they're simulators, I don't get around. Got enough time to play everything, so I don't play them. But now I played audios, but and the reason I played that is actually that's my cousin's son's game. Him and a couple other people made it. No, I'm not gonna comment too much on it. I mean, they made a good try, but I think it needed a little more time in the making of it. There's there's some couple major bugs in it, and it's a little short. They should have spent a little more time on. It's all I could say, but it's a good first try. You know what I mean? It is an indie game, so What are you gonna say?
Well, as everybody may or may not know, I have a recording,
And
a
that's why
let's
I
play
mentioned.
of Adios up right now. It is the most popular video on our channel. Yes, I made my girlfriend go on and like it to get the likes.
And I haven't even watched it yet, so maybe I'll like it. So we might get a lot of likes.
Oh, I'm
Just us.
for the first time ever, I made a fancy intro video with music too.
I saw that. So
Like 10 seconds. It's not anything crazy, but I put it together because I didn't have anything. And here's my take on the game. I didn't really run into any issues like I know you did. And I kind of was getting into the story a little bit, but things just kept taking me out of it. Like how abruptly you would stop talking and move on to like a different thing that you were doing. And then the one part that I liked is when you go out and you sit down and talk to the dog that's been buried. It was the pet that I don't know how long ago died, but he talks to it and he's trying to make everything right because he knows I don't want to ruin the story, but he's trying, to go back and make things right for his wife that he put in a nursing home is what ultimately the story ends up being. Cause you think it's about feeding the body parts to the pigs, but it's really, that's like the fire for the story. But the main story, like the pot that's boiling, is that he wants to make everything right so he can go to heaven and be reunited with his dog and his wife.
which I think you just rolled the story, but
well, no, I didn't because there's at the end it's you'll see there's some more stuff. But when I was something that really bugged me about the game was not that it was short and that, but it was at the end when you're talking on the phone to like your neighbor and your son.
yeah.
I had you have like these other options, but you're not allowed. It doesn't let you pick them to say.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Here's the thing. I thought the graphics were good. I thought that I mean, it was a stylistic, kind of shell shading game, which was kind of neat. I mean, it was kind of cool. I mean, you could walk around, do a lot of stuff, but that's what I meant by it meant more time to cook or whatever. Like they had options and things you could pick up, but you didn't have anything to do with them. Like you couldn't do nothing with them. So it was like, well, why'd you even add that? Or were you going to do something more and you ran out of time? You had to finish the game. You know what I mean? And the game's really short. I did it in 3 hours, which is way longer than most people. And I had some major glitches. I had a cooking glitch where I couldn't get past, and one other glitch where I got stuck in the game, and the other one I had to actually restart the game. Not to the beginning, but go back to the beginning of that level,
Yeah, I didn't even do the recipe right, and it still let me finish.
Me too. Me too. That's what I'm saying. There were some things that are like that's a bug. I mean, obviously you were supposed to do that certain recipe, and you didn't actually have to finish. You just had to do certain things in the right way, and it would just let you go by. Now I tried to go back and do that again to see the ending a second time because I wanted to see the credits because obviously my cousin's son's name's in there and I saw it. I wanted to see who else was working on the game with him. Mm-hmm. And when I went to go back second time, I couldn't beat it. It wouldn't let me do the same thing. It wouldn't let me do the recipe. It just kept failing each time. So that's what I mean. It's like maybe Microsoft told them, hey, you have to have it out this month or something. And they didn't have enough time to finish it or something. That's the way it looked like to me.
It's possible. So my quick hot take on it is that I'm not going to trash it because it's a couple people.
No,
it's their first release.
Right.
But it's not my kind of game. It's strictly a story-driven adventure game.
It's a walking adventure, basically.
It's a walking simulator.
It's a walking simulator, basically. But here's the thing: for a first-time gamer, I mean, first time you ever created a game, or that you actually sold. Hey, I give them credit for some of the stuff in it. Like the storytelling wasn't bad. The way they did it in segments, and the graphics were good. Half decent and everything else. So I mean, I give them credit because I can never make a game that good. But I just think it needed a little more time in the oven, And I brought it up because you did the podcast on it too. So,
Yeah. So if anybody's not sure about it, go watch my video and you can make your own decisions from there. So
I mean, I like the story, to be honest. I mean, wasn't bad.
that was all right. So is anybody? There's a new show that's free now on the Roku streaming channel. It's called Cypher, and it's about a crypto analyst named Will Scott who gets recruited by the FBI to decipher mysterious coded documents that are involved with crimes and cover-ups and stuff. And I don't really have a lot to say about it because I only watched the first episode, but you can go and binge watch all the first season right now on the Roku streaming app. But I just watching that one first episode this morning, I think I'm gonna. It seemed pretty good, and I think I'm gonna finish it. And it's tech related because he is deciphering documents that are encrypted. So
Cool to check it out.
yeah, it came out a week ago, so it's been out for a week now, but it's free. I mean, anybody can download the Roku app, whether you own Roku TV or not. You can download the app and watch it. So just something I wanted to throw out there, something to check out. But is anybody else any games, movies, or anything anybody wants to talk about?
Paramount Plus, I've been watching Picard, and I actually think it's better than most of the other Star Trek shows out there.
I didn't really. I watched Discovery and I watched all of it, and I thought it was okay, but I don't know. It didn't feel like Star Trek for some reason to me. I don't know why.
Well,
it just didn't.
I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but because they weren't in a big ship, or what?
Well,
you know what it reminded me
maybe.
of? It was Firefly.
Yeah.
And that's why I liked it. So
yeah, no, I like Firefly. I haven't watched that in a long time.
But you didn't like the story for Picard? I mean, I don't want.
I didn't watch. No, I didn't watch Picard. I haven't watched Picard. I watched like the first 2 episodes of Picard. I haven't watched it yet.
No. The first 2 episodes, that's all just prep for the real part of the show. You have to go into you have to be about midway before you get to see all kind of cool stuff.
Yeah, so. I was talking about Discovery.
Oh, Discovery.
Yeah.
So no, Discovery, I don't care for Discovery. I'm saying Picard is the best Star Trek they probably had through it all, other than the original Star Treks. In the Next Generation. Them two are the only ones that this beats all them other ones. Discovery beats all them. What was Janeway ones and all the other ones? I can't remember. Voyager.
I liked Voyage. I liked Voyager.
I did too, but I think this Picard is done even better than Voyager. So,
deep space.
Watch Picard. I think you'll like it if you get past the first couple episodes.
I just watch it for the dog. Yeah, he has that bulldog. Or is it a pit bull? I think it's a bulldog.
Well, it gets off Earth after the second episode. It goes on and then all kind of stuff. So you got to be patient with it, but it gets really good. And the ending, I thought, was a good way to end it and everything else. So.
Cool. Great. All right, you guys want to move into the news section of the podcast? What's these breaking news stories? These tech news stories? Cool. So we kind of skipped ahead a little bit because I was hoping to do the ID Xbox thing a little bit later, but that's okay. So I'm going to intersperse these news stories because I know JM has a couple things he wants to talk about and show too. I think he's playing Tetris right now. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing. Pac-Man or something. Hey, did anybody see the new what's the watch company? Not Timex. They made a Pac-Man watch.
Oh, really?
Casio.
Yeah, Casio. They made their classic digital watch. They made a Pac-Man version of it.
Oh, nice.
They have a gold one that's $100. So
sweet.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna share my screen so anybody watching on YouTube can see the news stories and what I'm showing, and then obviously we'll talk through this for those listening on the audio of the podcast.
For them three subscribers out there.
Yeah, for the 3 subscribers. Yeah, nobody wants to come on our podcast because we suck.
Hey,
all right.
You got to start at the bottom, right?
You do. So this first one here, if everybody can see that, this first one is a website called Is the Ship Still Suck? The answer is yes, the ship is still stuck. Well, it does suck too, but stuck. So it's been 5 days, 14 hours, and 13 minutes, and it's cost $54 billion. If anyone's familiar, I'm talking about the Evergreen. Is that ship that's stuck in the Suez Canal?
Did you hear all kind of products are going to be? We're going to have shortages now because nobody can get through.
You know, I mean, they got the boat stuck. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
About it, but this is a website and it's super exciting because you can come here and just keep refreshing it and seeing if the ship is still stuck. And you can actually download this app on your phone called Vessel Finder that tracks different ships around the oceans that are tracked by the different naval agencies, and you can go and check out this ship now on your phone if that's,
well, that's even better than Tetris.
So you don't understand. You don't understand.
Well, they obviously didn't know how to play Tetris because they got the ship stuck.
Here's what I don't understand. I mean, of course, it's up against both land on both sides. You mean there's no way we can't get some big vehicles to put some big chain on it and kind of pull one side off land? I mean, I don't know. You'd think they'd be able to get this thing unstuck.
Well, they've been trying. They have had tugboats pulling on it, but it's too heavy.
Tugboats is one thing, but I mean, you should be able to bring in some big, massive dump trucks or something and hook some chains from land and pull the thing. So
they said,
how big this ship, Mike? You know how big the ship is.
I noticed the ship is big. I understand that, but I'm just saying, we should have something on land big enough to pull it.
They said that they have to unload all the cargo before they can do anything with it.
Oh, jeez, oh man!
Because
what I would do?
It's too heavy. They can't get it to surface, and get itself unstuck because the ship's too heavy, so they have to unload all the cargo.
Here's what I say: find a really big icebreaker and just ram it. Just split the thing in half.
I got what I did. Just blow it up.
Nuke it.
Just blow it up and then haul all the trash out. So,
blow it up so all the heavy containers go flying in the air and fall into villages nearby. And
that's right. No, but anyway.
But there's something like there's hundreds of ships just floating around out, at the opening of the canal, just waiting to get in. And some of them said, screw it, and are going down the Cape of Good Hope. Cape Horn,
there's
down around.
They're backed up. They're backed up on both sides.
Well, that's why there's going to be shortages on stuff.
The whole thing is just the weirdest. Like, I don't know. It would only happen 2020, 2021.
What this tells us, we need a wider canal.
Yeah, that's true. So the reason I found this or added this is because the next part is that Microsoft Flight Simulator now has a mod that you can put the cargo ship in the Suez Canal, so you can fly over it in Microsoft Simulator. And
that's cool. That's cool.
You can see it stuck there, and you can see like all the other boats interacting with it stuff. Like this guy that made this mod is constantly updating it, so it's like an active mod. It's not just the ship stuck there, but like the boats are moving around and like trying to move it, and there's like the backhoes and stuff in there.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you have Microsoft Flight Simulator and you want to fly over and look at this dumb ship sitting there being dumb, stuck in the dumb sand and the dumb rock, there you go. You can go download this mod. Go to the Verge website. They have an article about it. It has a link to the download, and then you can go ahead and mod.
Didn't take them long to do that, did it?
Well, no, because how long's that been stuck? A week? Yeah, 5 days. It said 5 days. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: we have to send only small boats through there now. In other words, we have to cut these in half and send 2 through.
Well, they were talking about like the different theories about what happened. They thought maybe the wind caught the cargo on it and it acted as a mast. And you know what happened? Somebody wasn't paying attention is what happened.
In other words, oops, I slipped and I hit the steering wheel.
Well, yeah, because they said those ships go through there all the time.
Right. Yeah. Well, somebody found the trajectory, the path that it had taken in the opening before it had gotten stuck in the canal, and they think that somebody was goofing off, or it's a very large coincidence because the path of the trajectory of the ship is shaped like a male penis. Like somebody, the way the ship went and tracked the path, it looks like a.
Now we have an R rating again.
Yeah, no, so it looks like male genitalia is what it looks like.
It's too late. You already said penis.
Yes.
Well, Hey, they say
Here's
penis in
what I
health
think
class.
happened. The guy forgot his lunch and went to turn around to go back and get his lunch.
He's just gonna turn around in the middle of
He
the
can turn
canal.
around and go back to his lunch.
But guys, we got to go back.
We got to go back. I forgot my lunch.
I'm making a hard Yui right here.
Oh, I'm turning around right here. Oops, I can't turn around, I guess.
All right, so that's about all for that one there. Like I said, go to the Verge. They have verge.com. They have a article that has a link to the mod. So this next one, last month the podcast I talked about the Gatorade thing that you put on your skin that monitors your sweat and your hydration levels and stuff. And I actually bought 2 of them, so I have 2 of them that I'm going to test here when I mow the grass coming up. I'm going to wait for the warmest day and I'm going to go hard. I'm going to put like a trash bag on myself. I'm going to mow the grass and my neighbors are going to think I'm insane, but they already do. So that doesn't matter. But this kind of is another thing here that researchers have found a way that they can harvest energy from radio waves to power wearable devices. So we're going to steal AM, FM, and other radio waves, microwaves and stuff like that to power our wearable devices. And this was found by a team of engineers at the Penn State University of Pennsylvania, Penn State. Wait, no, not the University of Pennsylvania. It's Pennsylvania State University. Sorry, it's a different school. So Penn State Department of Engineering, Science, and Mechanics team there found a way to do this, and they said that according to that team, current energy sources for wearable health monitoring devices have their place in powering sensor devices, and each one has its setbacks. Like solar power, has only certain ways to harvest energy when the sun's exposed, and there's self-powered devices that can only harvest energy when the body is in motion. So what they're saying is that they can not necessarily replace these power sources by generating power from radio signals, but they can also use this along with those sources to provide enough power for these wearable devices. So I think a lot of these are going to be for like wearable medical devices is what this is aimed for. So I mean, it's kind of they don't really have a picture of it on here, but it's kind of like what this picture is. It's going to be like a dipole antenna that you kind of wear like on your arm, and it'd probably be attached to the medical device or whatever, and it's going to pull in those radio waves and generate power.
It'll probably send information back to Washington D.C. too, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, everything does. So it splits. It goes between China and then D.C. So we're sharing our information that way. I actually this breaks away from this topic, but I saw a commercial the other day that it was a Facebook commercial, and I don't know what the bill is that's going through Congress or whatever, and I'm not going to get too much into it because this show is strictly no politics, but I chuckled a little bit because Facebook was endorsing it, and whatever it was, I said to myself, I kind of made a comment to myself, well, Facebook's endorsing it, then it's probably not any good. Because Facebook does not have a good record with privacy or anything.
No.
So I don't know. I didn't look into what it was. I just thought it was kind of funny that it was something they were endorsing. And I was like, well, let's stay away from that then, whatever it is.
The Facebook is very private about about letting you know that they're stealing your information.
Well, yeah, no.
So they are good at privacy, letting you know that they're taking all your information.
They have a privacy policy, and the policy is that we won't tell you what we're giving away.
That's exactly right. We won't tell you what we're taking from you, and we won't tell you what we're giving away to other people. So,
yeah. So the main researcher on this name was Dr. Cheng, and all he was saying was that this is just another way of combining more energy technology with other wireless transmissible data devices, so they can provide critical components that are working for these medical devices to keep them powered, without having to take them off and charge them or whatever. I'm not really familiar with wearable medical devices, except for Life Alert. I know that one, and I think it has a little clock battery, one of the little watch batteries in them. I don't know. You guys might be more familiar with Life Alert than I am. I'm assuming you both have one, but that's just pretty much that one. Yeah, It is just because you're old. And then I'm going to do this next one, and then I know John has a couple things to talk about. So just to give a little break in the monotony, I think we'll kind of switch back and forth a little bit. But this one kind of goes with this one too. This next one, oh, that's not the right one. Sorry. So this is leveraging 5G networks to wirelessly power the Internet of Things devices. And this is from the Georgia Institute of Technology. Researchers at GIT have uncovered a way to tap into overcapacity that exists on 5G networks, because right now, not a lot of people are leveraging 5G. Either they don't have phones that support 5G, or they're not on plans that provide 5G. So there's an overabundance of network capacity in that on 5G networks. So what they found a way to do was turn that overabundance on 5G networks into a wireless power grid for powering small Internet of Things devices that would normally need batteries to operate. So kind of like what the picture shows, you see it's like a little thing that does things. And again, it's going to pull from that 5G network to power itself. And it's still in the early stages. They haven't put them in any devices or anything yet, but they have. The FCC has authorized them to continue this research and production of these sensors. So that'll be coming up. We might have devices now where, how long ago did people think it was crazy that we would have wireless power? You know, that was never really considered to be possible, that we could transfer energy wirelessly, and now it's being done. So the future is now.
I read a article that somebody they're either developing it or they've discovered that you can use bananas as a source of energy, and not just for your body, but for powering.
Huh.
Well,
Powering.
remember we went to that one show and there was a kid there powering stuff with a potato. Remember, he had electrode in a potato and he was using it to power. What was he powering? A little Arduino, wasn't it, or something? I thought
Something like
something like that. So
Well, isn't that an old science project that goes back to like I don't know how long? In school, you used to plug the little metal things into the potato, and it would turn a little light bulb on. I remember.
They're coming up with all kind of ways to power things.
Yeah, so maybe you'll be powering your upcoming Raspberry Pi devices using 5G network. Although I did also read the other day that 5G network is extremely insecure.
Great.
There are a lot of vulnerabilities and stuff that they're starting to find with the way that 5G is networked, and that so I didn't really look too much into it because I'm not real concerned with 5G right this second. But
you're talking about 5G cellular.
Yeah. Not the 5G Wi-Fi connection. I'm talking about the cellular broadcast network. Yeah, they were finding a lot of security issues and vulnerabilities that existed on that network that they didn't know about until like 2 weeks ago. So
great.
Yeah, awesome. So I have a couple more articles in that, but John, I know you have a couple things you'd like to talk about, and I've been now talking for about 15 minutes. So do you want to talk about this now, or do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, if you have more tech stuff, you can.
I have a couple more.
Yeah, go ahead and finish.
Okay. All right, we'll trudge through these and we'll do our thing. So this next one is the Google Assistant. It's called Google Assistant Memory. And Mike, this is really good for you, so you better pay attention to this one. You could 100% use this. Google Assistant Memory will now revolutionize saving and reminders on Android. So this is using Google's Android Assistant combined with its voice commands. And what they're seeking to doing is make this an easier way to create reminders by something it's calling its new memory feature. So what this feature allows is for users to quickly save and find all of their items that they in single locations for easy use. And the tool allows you to capture screenshots from any visited digital location and save links hosted on web pages into those pictures or into your reminder. So this is kind of like, instead of having to take screenshots of everything and copy and paste everything and type in text and everything into a reminder or just into a document, you can now use Google Assistant memory to track all of this stuff in one feature. So it can pull, all of your contacts, books, flights, hotels, events, films, location, music, images, notes, playlists, products, recipes, reminders, restaurants, screenshots, shipments, TV series, videos, and websites all into one kind of centered
You know what the
area.
problem with that is? You know what
What's
the problem
that?
with that is? I
You
got to
don't know
be
how to
able to
use it?
remember to do that.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you can do what you always do and just text us to remind you.
Yeah, I do have. You guys are a good memory for me. You are.
I know
So,
we should be getting paid to be your secretary.
well, some people can't remember and aren't very well organized. What can I say?
I mean, you're admitting it, so.
Well, I could have had to do with all that alcohol I used to drink in college. I don't know. They were
Well, you're
getting early
asking our.
Alzheimer's.
That's
Huh?
probably true.
It probably is.
John, is that going to be built into the operating system or?
Yeah. So it's going to be kind of like, it's going to be built in with Google Assistant, which is, their version of Siri.
Right.
And now I just, because I'm me, and it doesn't talk about this in the article, but I'm, there's probably privacy issues with this.
Well,
as there is with everything, but I'm just thinking of some off the top of my head, because you now have a one-stop shop for everything that you are looking at, all of your events, everything's now together, and if for some reason that gets breached, they've got everything.
yeah.
Sounds like the Amazon Echo. It'll just start ordering stuff for you without you wanting it.
That was probably user error.
No, that was my remote. I'm sure there was a problem with that remote. It'd
Yeah,
been
the problem
dropped. I think it was dropped too many times.
The problem was the thing on the other side of the remote that was holding
You
it.
think it's PEBCAC? It's not. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I've never had any issues.
Stop it without pulling the plug out. What can I say?
I've never had any issues with.
I've never heard of Amazon Fire Sticks going rogue and ordering.
I think it was a remote. I'm telling you, I think it got stuck. It kept scrolling down and picking things and actually entering, because it always comes up and says, "Do you want to buy?" And it just kept entering, saying "buy."
That happens again, Mike. Whip out your phone and record that.
I threw that the thing sitting in a pile over there, which I'm going to probably throw in a garbage can, because there's something wrong with the remote. I'm sure of it.
You better wipe it before you throw it away.
Well, yeah,
like with a cloth.
No, I'll just burn it.
Could do that.
Did you get a new remote?
Huh?
Did you buy a new remote?
I never really liked the stick anyway, so I don't use it at all anymore.
Oh, it's the Fire Stick.
It's a Fire Stick. It was a piece of it shows that I used to buffer on and everything anyway. It's a piece of junk anyway. So there's a lot better options than that. The Roku makes that not even worth having.
Yeah, Roku's better.
Roku's so much better. So
yeah, I have a Roku TV that was my old TV upstairs, and I bought that new Android, the Google TV, and I actually like it. I think maybe a little bit more than the Roku TV. I'm not an Android person, but the way that they have the Google TV OS set up, I think is maybe a little bit more smoother and intuitive, in my opinion, than the way Roku is set up.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has their favorites,
preferences.
Well, I just like Roku sees super fast. I mean, it's faster than Comcast. I hit something, it jumps right to it. You hit OK, boom, you're right in. So
cool. Yeah, I got a couple more here. This one I forgot this was part of the ID Xbox thing, so I just wanted to touch on it real quick. But survival game called Rust, which I have on PC. It's been on PC since 2012, 2013. It's been out for a while. It's coming to both the PS4 and the Xbox One on May 21st, but it's going to be a little bit different than the PC version. It's actually the publisher that's releasing this for the Xbox and for the PS4 is not the same as the developer, and they're going to be releasing their own line of updates and customizations and stuff. So the PC version and what's on the PS4 and Xbox One will be different. Whoa. So I don't know what that means for crossover play between those two. I'm assuming people on Xbox and PS4 will be able to crossover play as long as they allow that. I don't know if that means PC people can't, but John, when this comes out, and if you are still paying for Xbox Game Pass, we should play this because it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, but what are they going to ruin? In other words, it's cool the way it is now on PC. What are they changing? You know,
I don't know. They'll ruin everything.
well,
but
we'll find out. You know, they'll make the fun part go away. No, I'm just kidding.
they're gonna take everything out of the game, and it's just gonna be an open world with nothing in it. Yeah. This next one. So this is my last article to talk about, and this is Microsoft is trying to find ways to rein in your potty mouth with new profanity filter, and this kind of now.
We need this for John.
I was just gonna say this is now relevant to us that we need this for John to automatically bleep stuff out for us. Because
this is only going to be good in Teams probably, or Skype, not Zoom.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
we'll have to talk to them. They need to make an add-on for Zoom.
So, the way that this is going to work is that Microsoft is developing this filtering mechanism that's going to identify any threatening or profane messages that are being sent by by employees. And what this is going to be is they're road mapping this into the Microsoft 365 Compliance Center. So like you said, John, Teams, Skype, but it's also going to be their entire 365 environment. So I mean, like, is Slack's part of that, I think, now too. Outlook, your emails, SharePoint, all the other stuff, business BI, business intelligence app, Power BI, there's a whole ton of stuff in their suite now. I actually looked the other day with my work 365 account, and I couldn't believe how many things are now in there. Because I remember when 365 was just the core stuff, and now there's like 40 things in there.
Have you guys heard about this? It's called Microsoft Viva. It's supposed to be tied into Teams.
Microsoft Viva. I can't say that I.
If you look at, just do a quick search on Microsoft Viva and see what it.
Well, this disappoints me. You can't tell your boss off now on a team meeting. Like, hey, go.
Well, I think it's only
off. You know what I mean?
I think real quick. I believe it's only text. Yeah, it's just messages right now, so you can still say words on the meeting.
Oh, I thought by the picture there, it looked like it was going over her mouth, like saying instead of her speaking.
That's a stock image from Shutterstock.
Oh, okay. Well,
is what that is.
They need a different picture then. Anyway.
Okay, so John, you're talking about Viva, Microsoft
right?
Viva.
Yeah.
I've heard of. I don't know. I don't know if you want to play the video or not, but it's up to you. But
yeah, so what is this supposed to do?
I just heard about it. It was coming to Teams. It's supposed to kind of be integrated into Teams, but I don't really understand what it is.
Well, okay, it's a short 1 minute video. So I'm hoping, is this actually a thing? Oh no, it's not. What is this?
Looks like a commercial.
No, this is one of those stupid. No, it's one of those things where they show you people playing on a team with each other, and then just this Microsoft Viva. It doesn't tell you anything about what it's.
That's what I said. Microsoft needs to get a new advertising group.
Anyway.
It's 1 minute. 1 minute of your life could have been wasted right there.
I'll research it and we can pick it up for our next.
Yeah, we'll talk about next podcast.
Yeah. So, but it does say it automatically organizes content and expertise across your organization, make it easy for people to find information, put knowledge to work. So is it like kind of like a wiki? Almost, is that like what it's doing?
Sounds like every one of their products. Organizes and puts them in order, and
to be honest, their website for this doesn't really give you a whole lot of
it's kind of
information.
Lame. Well, there's four different modules. They said topics, connections, learning, and insights.
It looks like a wiki to me.
It looks like it's tied to your phone.
Well, Teams is on your phone.
Well, right, okay, but
yeah, you can put Teams on your phone.
I'll have to look into it more and see.
Yeah,
report back.
It legitimately kind of looks like a wiki to me.
Well, I don't get that at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it could be helpful.
That's what a chat window's for.
Well, I mean, it could be helpful if you didn't want to like bug your SMEs, your subject matter experts all the time, and they would have to pump this information into the wiki, and then
Well,
So
they
it's like
just
already.
long.
Hey, John, I just looked on Teams. They already have a wiki on there.
oh yeah, they do. Yeah, you're right.
So it's like
So
I don't know what it. I guess we'll find out.
this is
Well,
super
wait a
wiki.
minute. Maybe they did what they're doing with the Xbox. Maybe they took the wiki name and now they're calling it Viva, just like they're taking Xbox Live and calling it Xbox Networks now. It's like they always got to change the name of something to something different.
My works wiki is completely empty. There's nothing in here. Yeah, so
Anyway.
I don't know. Maybe look into that more, and you can bring it up.
Yeah, we'll talk about
we're
it.
gonna forget.
Another
So real quick for anybody listening right now, we actually plan tonight to do part of the episode, a segment on retro collecting. But as we were doing the research and reading the articles and the stories and coming up with all the stuff to talk about, we realized that we had so much content that we could probably go for 3 hours about it. So we cut that from this one, but we're going to do an entire one on just retro and vintage computer collecting and I guess software archiving, and that's going to include the systems, the hardware, the software, and arcade and pinball machines and stuff like that too. So that's coming up on the next podcast. I probably could have saved that to the end, but I just wanted to say it right now.
Is that going to be a special one, John, or is that just going to be?
I think we should do a special one because we can show off some of our own stuff. So maybe we should do a live. We should do a Techegy live. We haven't done one of those in a while.
There you go.
What was the last one we did? Mike, you had COVID. Mike and I did.
Good Friday. Oh, you did.
That the
Black
was
Friday.
that
The
the Black
first
Friday?
one.
Black
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
that was
didn't we do two, or did we only do one? I don't even remember now.
I know you did Black Friday because that's when I was starting to get sick.
Did we do Did we do another one after that? I feel like we did. I think we
it
did.
was just Black Friday, wasn't it? It was the only one.
We didn't do one in January.
I
We don't
don't
even.
But I thought that was just a recording, like that's what these ones.
It might have been. I swear we did two of them, but maybe not. Okay. Anyways, if we do want to do that, then it'll be a Techegy live. I think if we want to show our own stuff. I mean, I'm cool with anything, but I feel bad making a 3-hour podcast and then just pumping out 3-hour podcast. Maybe we should do a special event. Maybe even make it 2. Split it up if we have to. I don't know. We can talk about this,
or we could just narrow it down to just 2 hours.
You know what we could do? We could do it live and just do everything. And if it's 3 hours, that's fine. And then I can split it in half for the podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
And then that'll make it easy. And for anybody listening, just audio. So anyways, that's coming up. We'll talk about that and what more we want to do. But I would expect that probably, they're going to be the next, I guess that would be the next podcast episode. So you might be getting 2 for the price of 1, which is free because nobody has to pay to subscribe. So, that is all of this. Was that weather bug thing that I was talking about a little bit earlier for the Raspberry Pi here. I think I'm going to do that because I don't know, just something to do. But this website's hackaday.io. They actually have a lot of projects on here that you can come in. They have contests, they have courses, and you can look through a lot of stuff that's, it's not just Raspberry Pi. They have Arduino and they have some, programming stuff on here. So
yeah, Hackaday is a good site.
Yeah. So I'm going to do this. Maybe I think I'll show it off when I'm done, maybe real quick on the podcast with it, but that might be a club meeting thing. But that's all I got for news articles. That's around the web with JC.
Cool. Anybody want to mention about the Xbox Series X video controller issues?
What?
The issues that John was having with his video output controller.
Oh. Yeah.
And did that get resolved?
It's right now. It's working again.
Okay.
I didn't do anything different. So this is a known issue. I did talk to Microsoft support about this. Obviously right now you guys are good. I'm pretty sure it's just the X and not the S because I couldn't find anything on the S, but some people have experienced issues after about 3 months. It seems like it's been occurring between 2 and 4 months. That the video output controller on the motherboard, where the HDMI cable, it supplies all the video out, just stops working. Burns itself out, and you have to send it back to Microsoft to get it fixed. And when I spoke to Microsoft support, they said, send it into us, we'll fix it, but you're looking at, a month turnaround on that. So for somebody that just has that one Xbox system, you're out of that for
Plus they wanted you to pay for shipping.
Well, yeah, they wanted me to pay for shipping too, which I thought was a little, I kind of made a snide comment about it. I was like, well, you guys broke contract by selling me a faulty machine. I didn't do anything to it.
Not only that, besides the shipping, you're going to want to insure it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because what if it gets
talking over $30 for?
Well, if it shows up to them broken, they're just gonna say sorry. It's not really their fault that UPS or the postal service broke it. So yeah, you're right. You would want to insure that, because that's $500.
Insure it for $500. That's gonna
I waited. What I was doing was I was turning it on, and even though I couldn't see it, I was using the Xbox app on PC to stream my games straight to the PC, and that's how I was playing for a couple of days. And after about 2 days, it randomly started working again, and I haven't had an issue with it yet. And I've read that happened with some people too, that they just waited it out they unplugged it totally and just waited it out for a couple of days and started working again. But wow. I don't know. Is it gonna happen again? I imagine it's gonna happen again. Just turning it off doesn't fix a hardware issue.
Right.
So I don't know. That's just something I experienced. And there's some other, it's not a massive percentage of people experiencing this, but there are some subset of the first issue of the Xbox Series X that are having this problem.
The right thing for them to do is ship you a new one, have you ship yours back. I mean,
just keep it. I don't want it. I don't want it back. Just send me a new one. It's only 3 months old.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely still under warranty, obviously.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, I mean,
I was just wondering what you found out about that.
I right now I'm not doing anything with it. If it happens again, I'm going to send it back, because I have another Xbox, and like I said, I can play all that stuff on PC for the most part. So
yeah,
I mean, but for people, kids and that don't. That was weird. Sorry, I heard something. Kids in that don't have, another Xbox or a PC that's good enough to play some of this stuff, they're screwed for a month.
Yeah.
And right now with COVID, this is a real bad time for that, because, some people aren't letting their kids go hang out with other kids still and whatever. Yep. And some of that the only interaction they're having is on Xbox.
Right.
So
got it.
I mean, yeah, that's how my son communicates with all his friends. I mean, they get on every night and have their party, play games, and talk. That is about the only interaction kids got right now. And it's finally becoming where they can go outside, but before it was too cold. So,
well, at least in the northern United States.
Well, yeah, I should say that. Oh, yeah.
The South exists.
Yeah, it does. It does. Hey, they haven't had the best of weathers either. Tornadoes and everything else.
I have family that lives down right where that was happening at. Now they didn't get the tornadoes, but it was right in that area in Alabama. So
I think if I lived in that area, I'd move somewhere else. They should get it every year.
Georgia got it real bad. That one town, I can't remember the name of it, but that town got leveled.
Yeah, there was some bad weather.
Yeah. Either that, or I'd definitely have an underground bunker under the house if I lived down there.
Yeah, tornado cellar.
In other words, I'd buy one of them cargo things and bury it in my yard and put a doorway to get in it. So,
you could.
Well, that's what a lot of them do. I think they buy them cargo things and bury them.
Well, in the Midwest, a lot of them have storm cellars from way back still.
Yeah.
That are separate from the base, the house. You go out in the yard and then you get sucked up by a tornado trying to get to the storm cellar.
Like a lot of them lower states though, they don't have even basements or anything. So
some of them can't because they're below the sea line. Yeah. Right. So any times it rains or anything, that floods.
Yep, exactly.
So
Well, that's where you make a dome. That's where you make a domed house. You know, make a circular dome. That way the wind has nothing to catch and tear down.
Tree house, and then the tree falls down. Hey, just for the record, I purchased those ticket. I bought a ticket and a T-shirt for the October. Wait a minute, they never asked me my home address. How am I gonna get the T-shirt?
Maybe they give it to you at the thing.
Yeah, you probably get it at, I'll bet you get
You
it.
probably get it at the door when you get there.
I was gonna say that just clicked in my head. I was like, hold on a minute.
They don't have my address.
Yeah, they'll give it to you at the show.
But I bought one, so don't hesitate because you can. I just did the $15 for both days. 10, 15, what does it matter?
That's what I'm gonna do.
If we go back Sunday,
did they show you the design of the T-shirt?
Yeah, it's kind of like their logo, but it says, Pittsburgh Gaming Expo with the city behind it, PGX, and then it has like the little thing, the whatever you want to call that. Not a ball, but it's like an octagonal.
I'll look at all that later.
Yeah. Anyways, so John, I know you have a couple things that you want.
Yeah, I might just do 2 of the 3.
Okay.
Because
you can just blow through them.
Huh?
Just blow through them.
No, I want to take my time.
People need this knowledge. Okay. Anyways, go ahead.
I want to take my time. I don't want to rush. I don't like the rush.
I like the band Rush.
Me too.
All right. So a couple of things I'm going to share. It's going to be hard if you're listening to this, but if you're watching it, you'll get a better idea of what I'm talking about. But there's a new website out there called TuneMyMusic.com. And what it allows you to do is transfer your streaming music playlists to other services. In other words, if you have Spotify and you want to transfer to Apple, or if you have Apple and you want to transfer to Spotify, or Spotify to Amazon Music, this website will allow you to do that. And it pretty much lists all of the different streaming services out there. Like I said, you've got Google Play Music, Amazon Music, Tidal, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Deezer. What else? I think those are the main ones, but there are there's a few third-party ones that I'm not familiar with. But anyway, basically what it does is you log into the account of the service that you're trying to of the playlist you're trying to move to another service, and then it'll ask you pick your playlist, and then it sends it over to the other service that you're trying to get your playlist over to. In other words, if I was trying to move a Spotify to Apple Music, then I would log into I would tie my Spotify account into this website, and then I would pick my playlist, and then it would ask me where I want to move it to, and then I would go ahead and move it to that other service. Now, you do have to log into that service as well in order to get it moved over there. So I have not personally done one yet. I'm planning on doing one, and to see how easy it is, I'll kind of report back on that on another podcast. So, but some of the features of the service is that obviously that you can transfer your playlist, copy a playlist in a music library between music services. You can also sync between the services. So you can keep 2 playlists from 2 music services always synchronized. So you have, in other words, if you've added songs to a certain playlist on a certain service, it will always sync up over to, like if you went from Spotify to Apple, if you added music to Spotify, it would automatically sync over to the Apple service, and you'd have those songs automatically moved over to there. You can also share music with friends who use other music services. Uh, trying to think what else. So that right now, the way they have this structured, there is a there's a free version, but there's also a pay version. So just to give you a quick example, the free version allows you to convert up to 1,500 tracks. There's no automatic syncs with that. And then you can export the file as a text or a CSV file. I'm not quite sure why they're allowing you to export the file. Just, I guess, so you have reference as to what files you have. But just as an example too, I have on my Spotify playlist, the one that I would be probably moving over, I have about 800 tracks. So I could get away with the free plan for now, and that would still leave me another 700 tracks that I could move from different services to different services. The premium plan, which is unlimited conversions and up to 20 automatic syncs, that goes for $2 a month if you bill it annually. So for $24 a month, you can, do this in between services. Now, I would probably only do this at a one-time basis, or maybe two at the most, because that's all I have to do. But for those of you who have a lot of different music on different services, you might consider paying the $2 a month annually if you want to do that. Now you can pay monthly, and there's no contract, so you can just, but that's $4.50 a month. So if you wanted to go ahead and do all of your converting in like 1 month and then get it over with, then you could do that and get away with maybe $4.50. But again, I'll report back on this, maybe on another podcast, and report back as to how well the conversion went from Spotify to Apple Music, because that's what I plan on doing first. So anyway, that's that's the one website I wanted to talk about. And then the other thing that I'm going to transition to here is, oops, here we go. It's a program called MultibootUSB, and what this program allows you to do is it allows you to load different bootable files onto this program's menuing system. And for me, the main reason that I am using this program is because I like to play around with a lot of different Linux distros, and this is a way for me to get those bootable images over to a USB thumb drive without having to burn them to a CD or a DVD. So the program can be downloaded from a website called sourceforge.net. And if you, once you get into sourceforge.net, you can just do a search for MultibootUSB. It's MultibootUSB, all one word. Do the search, and then you can download the program from there. Now, what I'm going to do is quickly show you. I'm going to minimize my screen here, and I'm going to show you the menu for what I have currently on my thumb drive. And this thumb drive that I'm using now is 128 gigabytes. And basically what happens is you put your thumb drive in, it will identify the drive, and if you're watching on video, you can see that it has selected the F drive, and that is correct. And then the other thing that the next thing you would have to do is go to browse, and then this will take you to, usually it will take you to your directory that have bootable files on it. And in this case, I have everything in my download folder, and these are the different bootable files that I have that are Linux distros. And I would just go ahead and pick one of those and hit open. And then what will happen is in a few seconds, it should populate that distro name up in this search field here. And you can see this is the actual file that I'm highlighting that I selected a few seconds ago. So once you do that, then it's just a matter of hitting the install distro button, down in the middle of the window here. And then after a few minutes, it will actually just, it'll copy this file, it'll copy it into this area here. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I may already have that. Let me see if I have it here. Yeah, I believe I have it. It's right here. So that is actually the one that I was showing you the example of. So it's already installed. Okay. So this window here is just showing you all of the distributions that I have put onto this thumb drive. Now, obviously, if you're going to attempt to put a lot of distros onto a thumb drive, you need to have a decent size thumb drive. So I would say I would start off with nothing less than 64 gigabytes and go upward. So like I said, the one I'm using currently is 128. So if you can afford to pick one of those up, they're actually relatively cheap now. They're actually less than $20 on Amazon. But anyway, this will allow me to not only save from having to burn all of these to a CD or DVD, but now if I'm done, let's say, exploring any one of these that I have installed, I can actually highlight it. And let me just go back down to the one that I had highlighted before. So I can highlight it, and then I can also say uninstall distro, and then it will actually take that distribution off of the thumb drive. It'll free up space so that I can go ahead and load another bootable file onto this thumb drive. So in my case, I like to do a lot of exploring with the Linux distros, but it's also saving me from burning a CD or DVD one time to a disk and then having to discard it when I'm done with it. So anyway, the only thing I can't show you right now is what would happen once we eject the USB drive. And I can just explain it to you relatively easily. All you need to do is take the thumb drive out, eject it the proper way from your computer, plug it into either the same computer that you're using or another computer, and make sure that you change the BIOS to boot from USB first, and then a menuing system, something similar to what you're seeing here, will pop up on the screen. You'll highlight the distribution that you want to load into memory. And then after a few minutes, that distribution will load, and then you can go about using it just like you would if you were booting it from a disk. So that's kind of the beauty of having this multi-boot USB menuing system installed onto the thumb drive, and then again allowing me to install multiple files, Linux distro files onto it, and trying them out, without having to go the route of burning to disk, whether it be CD or DVD. So anyway, that's about all I have for the multi-boot USB. I'm going to move on. Let me just minimize that. I'm going to move back to my website. And the last thing I want to talk about is there's a website called Myheritage.com. And what it basically is, in a nutshell, it's a genealogy website first and foremost. But what they have done recently, and they're using artificial intelligence to kind of bring still pictures to life. And as you can see in the front page here, it has taken a photograph of this woman's head, and it has scanned it, and it got uploaded to their website, and you can see the finished product of the woman. So for genealogy buffs, this is a great tool if you want to bring still pictures to life of your deceased relatives or other family members or other friends and so forth. And you can do it in this manner. And I was just going to do a quick demonstration of this if we have time, John. Can I do a quick?
We got plenty of time. I have a little timer here up, so we're good.
Okay. All right. So basically, well, when you get to the myheritage.com website, what you want to do is come over. Let me just back up a second here. I'm gonna take us back one. Let me see. I think this is it here. No, let me see if okay. Yeah. So once you get to the website, you want to click on the tab that says Family Tree, and then you want to come down to the selection that says Animate Photos, and this is a new feature that they just implemented. So you click on the Animate Photos, and then you'll come to this page here again to the sample of the woman being animated from this still image. Now, over on the left, you'll see there's an upload photo button, or you can drag and drop if you want as well. But I'm going to go ahead and click on the upload photo. And I would do a picture of myself, but that's not a very flattering picture of myself, so I'm not going to do that. I know you guys are disappointed, but let me find one. I think I have one.
Do you have one without you with the shirt on?
No, I have one. I actually could animate. No, I won't do that.
I wonder if it works on like, yeah. No. I was just gonna say real quick. I wonder if it works on dogs, like animals.
I don't know. I'll have to try it.
That
But
would be something.
I'm a big baseball fan, so I have a picture of Babe Ruth here that I'm gonna upload. So you just select the image. It has to be I believe it has to be in JPEG format, because I tried Abraham Lincoln before, and I think it was, well, you know what it was? It was too small. This Abraham's only 191 kilobytes, where Babe Ruth is 1.81 megabytes. So that was probably why. But anyway, select the image you want to upload, hit OK, and then it'll start to say over here on the right, uploading photo. And now it's going to work its magic. It's using AI to optimize and enhance the photo and turn it into an actual living photo, a live photo. And it takes a few minutes. Okay, so, and then what it does, it has the still here, and then it puts the actual living photo up in the big space here. And what's nice is you can pause that if you want. You can start it up again. And then the other nice thing is you can actually download the video that you just did. And I believe it puts it as a MP4. Let me see what it says. Huh. I didn't see it downloaded. Let me try that again. There it goes. Yeah. So MP4, Babe Ruth portrait. So it actually downloaded it. Or if you want to share it right away, you can go to Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn and share the video that way. But I thought it was kind of cool and a cool way, without having to download a program, a cool way to bring old photographs to life. And it did the MP4 again. It must have been just running slow there or something, because I got Babe Ruth twice. Now, the other nice thing that they have done, to this is that they actually have a colorize and an enhance feature for these. So if I take that same photograph and say enhance, or maybe I have to select it. Let me see. Now this is a sample of how they enhance. This is the original, and you can see by sliding it over, that's the fully enhanced version. And then I think it allows you to go. So there's the original right there, what it looked like. So there's the before and after. So if I take Babe Ruth again, let me see if we can do this. We have time to do this, right, John? Plenty of time.
So much time.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so it's uploading the photo, and it tells you it might take some time to do this, and it's working its AI magic. As you
Hey, I tried it on a couple pictures of my dogs while you were going there, and it's having trouble finding a face. So maybe I just need to find a better picture of my dog, but it looks like it might work.
Yeah. So this is the Babe Ruth image. So there's the before totally, and as you can see, quite a big difference. And when you split it in half, there's your there's a before and after. So the other thing we can do is with that is now, as you can see right above this, we can actually do the colorization. So if we want to colorize it, it's actually going to put color to the image based. I don't know how it knows, because I will tell you that I know what the Yankee colors are, and that is the Yankee blue right there with the blue pinstripes. So it did a nice job. I have no idea how it knew to do that, but there's your colorization feature as well on the MyHeritage site. So you can use this a lot for if you have old black and white photos of your relatives and family members or friends that you want to colorize and enhance. You can use that those two features on the MyHeritage website as well. So, okay.
Cool. Kind of creepy, but also cool.
Yeah, no, and the fact that one of the things that I really like about it is the fact that you don't have to download anything. It's all
it's done on the
right
website.
there on the website, and then if I wanted to download this photo, I could download it. So
yeah, you do have to create an account though, right?
Yes, you do. You have to create an account. You have to give them some email account. I just use I just
did it, and I used a temp mail account and a fake name. So
yeah, you can do it. You don't have to give away your real information if you don't want to. So, but yeah. So this is again myheritage.com for those that you are listening. Create your account, and it'll take you to their homepage. You click on Family Tree header at the top of the page, and there's a pull down menu, and you'll see colorized photos, enhanced photos, and animate photos. And you can also get into the genealogy part of it by creating a family tree as well if you choose to. So okay,
cool.
and
thanks for showing the stuff.
I think that's about all I have, guys. So I'm gonna stop the share.
I had a quick question for you. When you were talking about the multi-boot USB stick, you have any Linux distros that you've been playing with recently, or anything new?
Yeah, there's actually one. I'm glad you brought that up. Here, let me.
And the reason I brought that up is because I put Puppy Linux on USB as like a bootable thing the other day. I was so surprised.
Here's this one that I was demonstrating. This
Garuda.
I tell you what, it is like a really good looking distro. I know what they did to the icons of all the thumbnails on the thing, but it's like mind boggling. And they did it with all of them. They did it with this one. And then there's also one called Garuda Gaming Linux. And it has a bunch of gaming stuff on there, but it's really good. I'll have to maybe try to do a demonstration of that one of these days on another podcast or something to show you that. But
we can do a live stream and have Linux Day.
There we could do that, yeah. So these two here, John, are the two newest ones I've been dealing with.
What was back at the top? I saw something that I was going to ask you. What's Macbuntu? Is that like just look like Mac OS?
They skinned this to look like Big Sur 2021. Yeah. It looks just like
Yeah, I'm
an
looking
Apple
at it right now.
computer.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, you know how we showed that one distro that looked like Windows 10.
Yep.
This is meant to look like Big Sur. And it's Ubuntu underneath, and the outer skin is Big Sur to look like Big Sur. Yeah. So
cool.
Even the desktop background looks like the default Big Sur background from on the actual Apple computers. So
right. Yeah.
And this Pearl desktop is another one. It's not quite as good as the Big Sur one, but it's close to an Apple desktop as well. So, but
cool.
Anyway, so those are the couple new ones that I've been playing with, checking them out. I know you guys aren't a big fan of the Chromebooks, but this Cub Linux is also basically it's Linux as a Chromebook, so you can actually install it on
Cub Linux,
an older computer that doesn't have a lot of high specs. So
cool.
Anyway, okay, my voice is starting to go, so I'm going to stop talking.
You only talked for like 15 minutes.
I know, but no, a half hour. Did I start at 9:15?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
I thought I did. Anyway.
How do you? All right. Well, I guess that kind of puts us at the end here, Mike. Do you have anything else you want to add? I real quick want to say that I have a couple things coming up. They're all going to be Let's Play streams. I still got to finish Redneck Rampage, and I'm going to do some stuff with the Apple II emulator. There's a company called Crow Cousins, and that's a little hard to see there, but they make games still for the Apple II and the Apple II GS, and one of the games is called Orion Trail. So it's in outer space. It involves aliens. It's kind of like the Oregon Trail, but in space, but in outer space. So I'm going to do that as a Let's Play coming up. Probably this week I'm going to have 2 coming out because I'm sitting on the Redneck Rampage one because I've been too lazy to edit it together as a video. So I need to get that together. That's what's coming up. I guess we're going to be doing something with the retro computing collection, and I don't know what else we have planned, but we got some things coming up regarding, the Techegy podcast. So if nobody has anything else my brain stopped working there. If nobody has anything else to add tonight, this has been Techegy Podcast. Guys, what do we always say?
Stay
nerdy.
Stay nerdy, my friends. We can never do it.
We can never do it right. No.
I had a segue.
You know what? We need to take a picture of all 3 of us and record it, and then you just play it at the end, and then it'll all be matched up.
Well, God, how long would it take us to record us all doing it at the same time? We'd never get it right.
Well, after about 100 takes, we'd finally get it right.
Well, we're on 5 so far, and we still can't do it. So,
anyways,
like we all said, stay nerdy. Everybody stay cool, and we'll catch you next time.
No, they gotta stay nerdy.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. You can't be both, I guess. Okay.
You can't be both, so you gotta stay nerdy, not be cool.
Bye-bye.
All right. Yeah. See everybody later.
Signing off.
Ending this. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace, love, and donuts.